If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
It's 1 year since the jury in Georgia's longest-running criminal trial was seated. In that time, a lot has changed, including a new judge. And just this week, 4 of the 6 defendants took plea deals, including the most high-profile name on the case, award-winning Atlanta rapper Young Thug. Late yesterday afternoon, it's a plea that played out live on the air. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert was in the courtroom for the big moment. Tyler is live here on set with us with details on where the case goes from here. Tyler.
Yeah, Christine, good afternoon to you. Quite frankly, it was a shock that Atlanta rapper Young Thug changed his plea because even his own lawyers told him to keep fighting, including Young Thug. 4 people took deals this week, which means a major shakeup going forward as 2 more co-defendants remain on trial.
I plead guilty.
After nearly a year of rapper Young Thug fighting for his freedom while on trial, the artist, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, had a change of heart late Thursday afternoon. His decision to plead guilty was a choice that ultimately let him go home immediately.
I take full responsibility for, my crimes.
The Grammy-winning rapper admitted to guns, drugs, and street gang charges, but pleaded no contest to other counts. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Paige Reese Whitaker sentenced him to time served and 15 years of probation. If he has no violations after 15 years, he won't serve another day in jail.
I want you to try to be more of the solution and less of the problem.
Longtime lawyers were left stunned as they watched the plea play out in court.
There's nothing more dramatic than what we saw yesterday.
Joshua Schiffer is a Georgia defense attorney not affiliated with the YSL RICO case. He says one of the things that grabbed his attention were conditions part of Young Thug's sentence, including staying away from the Atlanta area for 10 years. Schiffer says the conditions plus probation are important to follow or risk being in trouble again.
Banishments are an effective remedy for the state when they're trying to break up issues such as a criminal street gang.
Despite the pleas, the trial isn't over. 2 more defendants remain. Schiffer says the judge will have to explain to the jury why 4 defendants are now suddenly gone.
The jury's going to have a lot of questions for the court. They can only address those questions to the court, and it will be up to Paige Reese Whitaker to ensure this jury remains legitimate.
The 2 remaining defendants are Shannon Stillwell and DeMonte Kendrick, known as Yak Gotti. Kendrick's attorney told me yesterday they intend to take this to the jury. Stillwell's attorney shared a similar message earlier this week. The trial is set to pick back up Monday morning at 9 a.m. And Christine, just within the last couple of minutes, I actually received a statement from the Fulton County District Attorney's Office.
Yeah.
They're really calling this a win, seemingly. In a statement, they said the convictions in this case represent accountability for admitted members of YSL. The statement goes on to say a couple more things, and we'll, of course, share it on our website, fox5atlanta.com.
All right. Well, it's interesting to hear from the DA's office on the results of this, too. All right, Tyler, thank you so much.
Well, I was kind of started behind it because I was in agreement with Brian and Keith. Let's keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? Let's make them continue to embarrass themselves. But at the same token, my son is I've never tried to interfere with his decisions. I just try to give him the knowledge of making the best decision that he sees fit for him. And I support him.
And so what was it like that he's going home?
I feel great that he's going home. But at the same token, I still wanted to fight. But that's his decision. On the other hand, I raised him to be the man that he is. I've always been in his life from a pup to now. And I'm going to continue to be in his life. And as an adult, he has to make his own decisions.
And do you live here in Metro Atlanta?
Yes, I do.
So how does it feel like here that he's not allowed to be in Metro Atlanta?
I'm totally against that because this is where he's from. And to have a district attorney take that away from him that isn't a resident from here. She's from another state. And to see her take a man away from where he's from to have to go live somewhere else, that's offensive to me. I'm really offended by it.
Can you talk
You
about?
understand?
Oh, sorry.
It's a cold-blooded demonstration when you are forced to do something that you do not want to do. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced something like that where, you're stuck. There's no way out. The only way that you can get out of this situation is if you got to take a blow to the body. You got to do something that you don't want to do. You got to accept something that you do not want to accept. Now, look, you're going to do what you got to do that's going to be fair for you. You're going to do what you got to do to make your conditions better. I understand all that. But to plead guilty to something that I don't think that he was no leader, y'all. I don't think that he was the leader of the record label. Yes, I give him that right there. A big homie, somebody that got some type of clout, that got some type of status. I give him that right there. But for y'all to for people to entertain the thought in their mind that Young Thug was the leader of a gang, like I don't see that. I don't see those leadership. I'm not saying no leadership qualities, but I just don't see that leadership of a criminal organization. And the reason why I say that, because when you see leadership of a criminal organization, there's more to it. There's more connection to the organization. There's more connection to the crimes and stuff like that. Like, you could actually prove it. You could actually see it. And in this case right here, I can't even lie. I'm like, if they would have had all those guys get on the stand and say, yeah, he's the leader, he's the leader, he's the leader, that's something different. That's different. And then even then, you can't even believe that, because, these are people that are, taking deals so that they can save their own behind. So I understand that he had to take that deal to get home to his family. And I understand that right there, because look, who want to risk their life? Who wants to do that? But I don't think that he was no leader of no actual gang or anything like that. There was no the only thing that they had against Thug was that he rented a car. And those guys went and took the car that he rented and committed a murder in the car. He did not come out and say, hey, you know what? I got a couple of friends I rented a car to, and I believe they killed somebody in it. Instead, he heard about the murder. According to reports, he heard about the murder and he said, hey, you know what, man? Y'all got to go get out of town, man. And then he paid for them boys to get away. Is that a leader, or is that just somebody just looking out for his homeboys? Whether it's wrong or right, you know what I mean? To me, it's somebody looking out for his homeboys. Did he know they was finna go do the murder? They can't prove that they knew that he was. You see what I'm saying? They can't prove that he rented the car for them to go do the murder. So I just can't, and you know what? Maybe I could be wrong, but I just can't see that part right there. But now here it is, though. Here we go. He done took a deal and he got all this probation. From my understanding, I guess it's like, he got 15 years probation. And if he mess up on that probation, he got to do 20 years. Oh, my God. 15 years probation is tough for a lot of people. But a life of probation is easy for a lot of people. And let me explain to y'all what I'm talking about. 15 years probation would be hell for somebody who wants to be slick. If you want to still try to dibble and dabble in the streets, if you still want to try to gang bang, if you still want to do illegal substances and stuff like that, you still want to try to deal with illegal guns and try to be a gangster and stuff like that, then 15 years of probation will be hell for you, because you're going to have to be sneaking, creeping, crawling, and hoping you don't get caught. It would be hell for a person like you. If you still trying to gang bang, it's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough for somebody like you that's trying to continue to live that illegal life. But 15 years probation is smooth sailing for somebody that's going to do right all the time. Somebody that's not going to second guess themselves. Somebody that's going to say, hey, you know what? When it comes to anybody doing anything wrong, saying anything wrong, trying to do things wrong, I'm up out of here, bro. Oh, what y'all doing? Y'all got guns in here? I'm gone. What y'all doing? Y'all inviting the gangsters to the party? I'm gone. Y'all over there doing meth, cocaine, and all that heroin and all that new type stuff they got? I'm gone. Anybody that's doing anything illegal, I can't be around you. I got to be around the righteous. Why? Because the righteous are going to keep me in check. Whenever I have those urges to want to be illegal, whenever I have those urges to try to hang with the gang and to do what the gang is doing and, do the drugs and all that old type of stuff, tote the guns and all that type of stuff, the righteous are going to correct me. Young thug, come on, bro. Chill out. Yeah, I know you mad and all that old type of shit. Come on, man. Come over to the house, man. We can have a beer or something like that. This is legal. I don't know if they said he can't drink, but I don't think I seen that. But come have a beer with me or whatever, or just come over here and chill. Let's play the video game or something like that, man. Whatever. But we don't go that way. You see what I'm saying? So if he hang around the righteous, I believe that he'll be good. Nevertheless, he on his way home. I'm talking about, man, he's at home by now, and he's still gonna be making music. He's still gonna be doing this thing with Gunna and stuff like that. And my position has not changed on Gunna. And let me explain to y'all why my position has not changed on Gunna. Because according to the street code, according to gang bangers and all that, which these guys are, or were, you are not supposed to get inside of anybody's courtroom and admit to illegal activity. Admit to, when the woman asked Gunna, she said, hey, do you have knowledge of YSL committing crimes? And he said, yeah, that's illegal in the streets. You know what I'm saying? It's YSL a gang, and that's a part of the RICO, and that right there can get a lot of people in trouble. Then, that's a lot of those guys that pled guilty. Let me just put it like this: a lot of the guys that pled guilty for him compelled Young Thug to plead guilty. How can he not, when he got all these other guys saying that YSL is a gang? He got all these other guys pleading guilty to the RICO. How could he go to court? How could he go to trial and say, hey, no, it's not, when all his friends, everybody that are certified YSL members are taking pleas and saying that, yeah, YSL is a gang. Yeah, we did criminal stuff to further the gang and all that. He had to plea out. There was no other way. But nevertheless, let me just say this right here. I'm glad that the brother is home. And sometimes, we got to go through these type of things to correct ourselves. Sometimes we got to be forced to do right. Sometimes it just goes like that. Some people can't do right unless they compelled to do right. Unless somebody got a gun to their head to do right. Some people just don't want to. And I wish that he would look at it like that. I wish that he would walk his life every day understanding that, look, it's a gun to my head. I gotta do right. If I don't, they gonna knock my whole head off. They is not finna play with me. They wanted me bad. And when they get a shot to get at me, they ain't gonna play with me. So I hope that he meet all his conditions while he's on his probation. And I hope that he just live a righteous life. Kicking it with his wife, kicking it with his kids, making good music, touring the world, and just living the rest of his life. Outside of that gang banging and all that madness, because that stuff right there is not life. Look at what it did to him. Look at what gang banging and being in all that street stuff, look at what it did to Young Thug. Sat that boy down for two some years in the county jail. That's hard time. That's hard. That's 5 years in a prison damn near. Sit down in the county for 2 years. Fighting a RICO, looking at 20 some years and all that time and everything and all that stress and everything. Come on. Come on. Seeing his brothers and all that. You know, this is what gang banging and stuff like that it do to you. It allows the United States government, or it allows the state that you living in, to grab you and all your friends and say, hey, look, you guys are part of a RICO. Even though y'all ain't even doing no major stuff, but just because y'all got the same gang name, y'all doing the same type of crimes, and then y'all got one dude that make more money than all y'all, and they say, well, yeah, he's the leader of the gang right here. Like I always tell y'all, there is no beneficial factors in gangbanging. You're not going to get nothing that's positive. You're not going to get anything that's going to enhance your life from gangbanging, from being in the gang, from being in that street life. Nothing. There's nothing good coming from it. Nothing. But hell, yeah. You're going to get hell. You're going to get misery. You're going to get death. You're going to get all that. Living that street life and living that gang life. So if you don't want that, it's, it should be an easy decision. But for some of y'all ain't going to learn until you got that gun to your head. Like Young Thug got it to his head now. This is hood educated, not lame related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Now before I depart, allow me to give a shout out to some of the blessings that I received this week. Allow me to give a shout out to Bernice Cox for the $10 Cash App. Thank you. Daniel Merchant for the $25 Cash App. Thank you. George for the $5 Cash App. Thank you. Chucks for the $5 Cash App. Thank you. Sister Tangela Powell for the $10 Cash App. Thank you. And last but not least, Shauna Walker for the $10 Cash App. This is hood educated, not lame related. Peace and love. And y'all take care of yourself out there.